Hey everyone, before we get started, please hit that subscribe button for more stories like this. I'm Sarah Bennett, and for 7 years, I poured my soul into a family business that didn't carry my name on its title, only to watch my parents hand it over to someone who couldn't tell a blueprint from a grocery list. But I'm getting ahead of myself. At 29, I joined Bennett and Sons Construction, armed with an architecture degree and a business minor my parents called charming but unnecessary. The family company was barely staying afloat. My father, Tom, swore by his tattered notebooks for tracking expenses, while my mother, Clara, used her warm smile to nudge clients for overdue payments, though it only worked sometimes. We built this from nothing, Dad would say, gesturing to the cluttered office that smelled of wood shavings and burnt coffee. They'd spent 20 years on modest projects, bathroom remodels, patio additions, built on hard work and missed family moments. But I saw potential they couldn't. Within 6 months, I pulled the business into the modern era. Informal agreements turned into solid contracts. I built connections with big developers my parents had only read about in trade journals. By year 2, our revenue had tripled. By year 4, we had a crew of 25. I worked 80-hour weeks, studying building codes at night, negotiating with vendors at dawn, and spending weekends on site to ensure every detail reflected our reputation. The company became my purpose, my proof that I was more than just Tom Bennett's daughter. Then came my younger brother, Ethan. He'd spent his 20s finding himself, which meant failing at 2 app startups, backpacking in Bali for a year, and returning with a top-knot and lofty plans to transform construction. I didn't mind at first. He's innovative, Mom would say when Ethan missed another deadline. He's great with clients, Dad would add when I fixed another mess caused by Ethan's carefree approach. I told myself it was fine, we were family with different strengths working as a team. Until that Friday when I found the letter on my desk. It was cold, official. Ethan Bennett, named CEO of Bennett & Sons, effective immediately. No warning, no conversation, no mention of me. I sat in the back office for 20 minutes, staring at a piece of paper that upended my world. The office hummed around me, phones ringing, workers laughing, the coffee maker gurgling. Life continued as if my foundation hadn't just crumbled. I didn't cry. Tears would have meant surprise, and deep down, I'd always feared this might happen. In families like ours, loyalty is a currency some spend freely while others are expected to give endlessly. That night, I made a decision that changed everything. At home, I opened my laptop, hands finally steady. The company's shared drive glowed on my screen. 5 years of my systems, my detailed processes, my notes, like call Maria to avoid extra costs or Grayson like 6 a.m. site checks, brings his own tea. Budget templates that saved thousands by spotting mistakes. My expertise neatly organized in folders. I saved my personal files, then deleted my contributions from the drive. Not the company's data, that was theirs, but my methods, my guides, my insights. Those were mine. What remained was for them to figure out or not. Monday, I didn't show up to work. My phone stayed silent, face down on the counter as I took the longest shower of my life. Then I sat on my balcony, watching the city move without me. It felt like stepping off a treadmill I'd run for 7 years. Tuesday afternoon, Dad's voicemail came, his tone sharp. "Sarah, we need to discuss your absence. This isn't responsible. Irresponsible." The word burned. Wednesday brought 3 missed calls. Thursday, silence. Friday, a text that tightened my chest. "Meridian Builders is backing out. They want you on the project. Call me." Meridian was our ticket to elite commercial contracts. A $5 million deal that could have changed everything. I'd spent 9 months earning their trust, aligning with their goals. I replied with one line, "Ask your CEO." Isn't that his job? An hour later, "This isn't a game, Sarah," but it wasn't a game to me either. It was my life, my work, my worth, all tossed aside for a title given to someone who hadn't earned it. Saturday morning, Mom called, her voice soothing, the tone she used to fix things. "Honey, you've made your point. Let's have dinner Sunday, just us. We need to talk like adults, like adults." As if I were a child throwing a tantrum, not a professional betrayed. Still, I agreed. I needed to see their faces to know if they even grasped what they'd done. Sunday was cold and gray. I pulled into my parents' driveway at 6 p.m. sharp, watching warm light spill from the windows. Laughter echoed inside, Dad's booming voice, glasses clinking. They were celebrating something. Ethan opened the door, his expression cautious. "Hey, Sarah," I walked past him. The dining room smelled of Mom's lasagna, the table set with the good china reserved for special occasions. It felt like every family dinner, yet nothing was the same. "Let's eat first," Mom said brightly, setting down a dish. Then we can talk calmly, but I was done with calm. Why? I asked, the word dropping like a stone in a quiet pond. Dad looked up from his glass. Why what? Why make Ethan CEO behind my back after everything I've done, everything I've built? Silence gripped the room. Mom fidgeted with her napkin, her hands unsteady. Dad leaned back, his face the one he used with difficult clients, steady but firm. Sarah, no one questions your role, he said carefully. You've been the company's spine, but Ethan brings something different, vision, a new perspective. He connects with the younger team, understands modern marketing. He doesn't understand contracts, I interrupted. He can't read a balance sheet. Last month, he promised a client custom materials we can't get locally, adding 2 weeks and $35,000 to the project. I fixed it like I fix everything. He's learning, Mom said quietly. At what cost? My voice rose despite myself. You gave him my company. It's not your company, Dad snapped. It's the family's. And honestly, Sarah, you were burning out, working till 1 a.m., skipping meals, losing balance. We thought stepping back would help you. You didn't give me a break. You erased me. I fired back. No discussion, no heads up. You wrote me out of my own story. Ethan spoke, softer than usual. I didn't ask for this, Sarah. Dad said you needed a rest, that I could help carry the load. I said yes. I turned to him. You took the title, the power, my desk, without asking why your sister, the one running this place, suddenly needed a rest. You didn't even question. He stared at his fork. I thought I could handle it. You thought wrong. I slid my phone across the table, showing Dad an email. Meridian signed with Carter Construction yesterday. $2.5 million deal gone. Dad's face went pale. They'll come back once things settle. They won't, I said. I built that relationship over 9 months. They trusted me, not Bennett and Sons. Without me, we're just another builder. I stood, grabbing my jacket. Leadership isn't just vision. It's the countless small decisions no one sees, the trust earned at 5 a.m. site visits, the excellence you deliver when it's tough. What do you want? Dad's voice had a desperate edge. To see us fail. To watch the business your mom and I built from the ground up collapse. I want respect, I said quietly. I want to be valued, and that's clearly not happening with your chosen heir playing CEO while I labor in the shadows. Mom reached for me. Honey, please, I stepped back. I spent 7 years proving my worth. I won't spend another 7 begging you to see it. The walk to my car felt endless. Behind me, the house glowed, filled with people who loved me but couldn't value me. I realized then, love without respect is just a pretty trap. That night on my balcony with a glass of wine, I watched the city lights gleam. My phone buzzed with messages I ignored. For the first time in 7 years, I wasn't solving a crisis or carrying someone else's load. I was just being. It felt like breaking the surface after years underwater. The quiet lasted 3 days, then chaos erupted. Thursday morning, my phone blew up. 7 missed calls before my coffee cooled. Messages from site managers, accountants, even the front desk, all asking where are the files. Mike, our lead project manager, left a panicked voicemail. Sarah, the Crestview plans. Ethan says they're missing. The client needs them by 3 p.m. and no one can find the originals. Please, do you have backups? I deleted it. An hour later, Lisa from accounting. The budgeting system isn't matching the new quotes. Ethan told me to call you because you set it up. This is critical. By afternoon, it was a flood. LinkedIn messages, urgent emails, even a text from the office admin. Sarah, everyone's asking for you. Are you coming back? I turned off my phone and walked to the park. Kids played on slides, dogs ran after balls, an old man tossed crumbs to birds. The world didn't stop for my family's collapse. I didn't want to be the one fixing their problems anymore. Back home, a new message from Dad. Call me. Urgent, I typed what's wrong. His reply was immediate. Anderson account, $2.1 million. They're leaving. They don't trust Ethan's leadership. Sarah, please, we need you. I set the phone down and poured more wine. They needed me now, but need isn't value. Over the next week, I watched Bennett and Sons unravel. A third client paused their project, citing management concerns. 2 key staff members resigned. Industry contacts messaged me, fishing for details. I met Rachel Harper, a headhunter, for coffee. She reviewed my resume, eyebrows raised. You're a gem, she said. Technical expertise, leadership, proven success. Companies would compete for you. My family didn't think so, I replied. Her smile was knowing. That's the trap of being vital to people who think they already know you. Familiarity blinds them. That phrase stuck with me. That evening, Mom showed up with a container of her signature casserole, as if food could heal betrayal. Hi, honey, she said, looking smaller, older. Your dad's struggling. Ethan's overwhelmed. We didn't realize how much you carried until you were gone. Does that make it better? I asked, not letting her in. No, she admitted. We failed you badly. I'm asking, please come back. Help us fix this. Fix what? I pressed. The company or the fact that you only value me when I'm useful? She winced. That's not fair, isn't it? I let her in. You gave Ethan what I earned to stroke his ego. Now that it's falling apart, I'm suddenly essential. She set the container down, hands shaking. What would make it right? For the first time, I said what I'd barely dared think. Control, ownership, real power, not a pat on the back, and Ethan out of the leadership role. Her eyes widened. You want to be CEO? No, I said. I want 35% ownership, co-executive structure, decision-making authority that can't be taken away. That would break your father. No, I countered. His decision is breaking him. I'm offering a way forward. She left casserole untouched. The next morning, I called Mia Chen, a lawyer friend. I need you to review Bennett & Sons bylaws, ownership, and CEO appointment. Where's my leverage? Going to war with family? She asked carefully. No, negotiating as an equal for the first time. While Mia worked, an email arrived from Pinnacle Ventures, director of operations, 6 figures, signing bonus, full control. It was perfect for me. I didn't accept, but I didn't delete it. That afternoon, Dad texted, "Let's meet tomorrow, 2 p.m. Lakeside Bistro, just to talk. No pressure." I arrived 5 minutes early in a crisp new gray suit, not the one I'd worn to company meetings. This was a statement. The restaurant was elegant, hushed, a place for clarity amid chaos. My parents sat at a corner table, Dad rigid, Mom anxious. Ethan was there too, unexpectedly. Sarah, Dad said with a nod, no warmth. Fine, I preferred business. Let's get to it, I said, sitting. Dad cleared his throat. We undervalued your contributions. I thought I was planning for the company's future, but I missed that you were its future. I assumed you'd always stay, always keep things running. I took advantage of that. I'm sorry. It wasn't everything, but it was more than I expected. Mom added, we've been discussing ways to make this right. What do you need? I let silence settle, then slid a typed proposal across. 35% ownership, executive voting rights, co-CEO structure. Ethan handles branding and client relations. I manage operations and strategy. Major decisions need both our signatures. Dad's eyes narrowed. That's a lot of control. It's what I'm worth, I said. It protects what I built. And if we say no? Mom asked quietly. I walk for good. Pinnacle Ventures offered me a role, and they're happy to let me bring clients like Anderson and Meridian. Dad's face paled. You do that. I'd rather start over than keep propping up a system that devalues me. Silence fell. Then Ethan spoke. What if I stepped down as CEO? We all turned. He shrugged, eyes sincere. I'm in over my head. I thought I could do it, but I'm struggling. I don't want to be the reason we lose everything. It was the most mature thing he'd ever said. Dad studied my proposal, then me. I'll have our lawyer draft an agreement. You want it signed before you return. Before I stepped back into that office, I said, and my title, Chief Operating Officer, but I'm equal with Ethan. Dad extended his hand. We shook, not as family, but as partners. 10 days later, the papers were signed. 35% ownership, co-executive control, ironclad authority. I didn't return to Bennett & Sons as an employee. I returned as someone who'd proven her worth by walking away and had the strength to set terms. Monday, I walked in wearing that gray suit, carrying a leather portfolio, feeling like I'd laid every brick of that place. The staff was cautious. Rumors had spread. I'd been fired, quit, or launched a rival firm. The truth was bolder. At 9 a.m., I called a meeting. I'm not here to rehash the past, I told them. What happened is over. I'm here to rebuild what we lost and push us further. If you're in, let's get to work. Mike stood. We missed you, Sarah. The room eased. So did I, Ethan, and I found a balance. He focused on marketing and client connections, things he enjoyed and excelled at. I handled operations, contracts, growth. We weren't close, but we were aligned. 3 weeks later, I stayed late on a client plan. As staff left, lights dimmed one by one. I stood by the window, city lights glowing in the twilight. Everything felt fresh. Dad appeared in my doorway, no jacket, just an old company shirt. I saw how you handled the Anderson recovery, he said. You didn't just fix it, you enhanced it. Because I built that trust over years, I replied, it's not just a contract. He nodded. I should have seen it sooner. I didn't say, yes, you should have. Instead, you see it now. That's enough. 2 months later, we secured a $7.5 million commercial project, our largest ever. The client said, we want the team that saved Bennett & Sons. Funny how things shift. That night, Mom texted. Sunday dinner, just us. No work talk, I promise. I smiled. Maybe we were healing. On my balcony that night, wine in hand, city aglow, I reflected. Betrayal, silence, the walkout, the reckoning, the return. If I've learned anything, it's this: loyalty without respect is hollow. Family without honesty is empty. Silence isn't weakness, it can be strength. Sometimes the boldest move is to stop carrying burdens that aren't yours and let others see what they've lost. Only then can you decide if they deserve to have you back.